How to do self-inquiry according to Ramana Maharshi. How to stop thoughts in meditation. Hi friends, Namaste. Welcome to my channel. In this channel we explore awakening, meditation and self-inquiry. This method of self-inquiry was given by Ramana Maharshi in the book Who Am I? Ramana Maharshi used to suggest this book, which is very small, 8 pages, to newcomers. According to him, this book was enough for one to know how to do self inquiry and realize their true self. When asked what is mind to Ramana Maharshi, he said that there is no such thing as mind, but there are only thoughts. Let's begin. Practice given in the book is to ask the question, to whom does these thoughts arise? The moment you ask this question, thoughts disappear, for a while, and the self stands revealed. Again, thoughts will appear. It is suggested in the book, no matter how many thoughts appear, one should ask this question earnestly. In time, one will be able to stay as the self, without being carried over by thoughts. For some, if they ask, to whom does these thoughts arise? Answer might come as to me, then one should ask who is this me or who am I? Upon asking this question, the attention will drop into the self, and one may experience peace, quietude and silence of the self. For some, if they ask the question, to whom does these thoughts arise? Thoughts disappears and blankness may arise. In this case one should further ask, to whom does this blankness arise? Then attention will drop into the self, and one may experience peace, quietude and silence of the self. My experience with this self-inquiry is that questioning can become mechanical, so I learned that one should ask this question to find out the truth, sincerely, and allow the process to happen. I should not try to stop the thoughts, but to ask the question for the love of truth and love of peace. My experience is that after some time of asking this question, what happens is that the question arises wordlessly, silently, and the attention drops inwards into the self. Again, I suggest you to be as gentle with yourself as possible and not to treat the thoughts as enemies, but ask the question lovingly for the love of truth and love of peace and allow the question to work within yourself. After some time, one will be able to stay in the self for long times, without getting identified with thoughts. If one gets attached or identified with the thoughts, then one can ask the question and let attention drop into their self. Thoughts are not the problem, but getting identified with them is the problem. For example, let's say a thought comes, I am not good enough. If you get identified with it, then you will feel like you're not good enough, and the mind will show you proof in the past where you were not good enough. And also projects future where you will not be good enough, and so on. If you don't get identified with that thought, then it will just pass. Or you can ask the question, to whom does this thought arise, and see the thought drop away and attention dropping into yourself. The false self, or the ego, or the me doesn't exist as separate and independent entity apart from true self, but it is just collection of thoughts appearing in the self. If this question becomes mechanical, then one can change the question. For example, one can ask, who or what is aware of thoughts? And experiment with that question. To begin with, it may need some effort in the process, but after some time any effort becomes counterproductive. As Ramana Maharshi has said, as you rest as the self, the realization takes care of itself. In fact, the self is already realized with this process. We are just removing false identification with mind and body. Again, friends, I suggest you to be as gentle as possible with yourself and ask the question for the love of truth and love of peace.